Alrighty, for our next Behind the Visor, we are at the iconic Angell Park Speedway. A track that has typically been so cruel to us with speed and no results, really. Or I take that back. It's either we're top three or wrecking, it feels like here. So when we come here, it's not a circle date on our calendar, but we're here with the crate. This is in 2021, the first of 4 appearances at Angell Park this year. So typically, again, while we're waiting for cars to fire up for the main, we're just kind of rolling around. This track condition was perfect for a sprint car. I mean, look how wide the track is, or the shine is. Like, you got stuff on the bottom, and then you got a pretty good sized curb up top. So it doesn't really get much better than this. So as we're kind of speeding up to line up, I'm gonna fast forward here. Alright, so we get the one to go here. We got Clayton in front, Chris Dodd on top in the front row here. We're starting third. Clayton, I'm expecting to run the bottom. Chris Dodd is one features here in the crates. I got Ryan Marshall on the top side. Like, any one of the top 10 cars is going to win this feature. It's a stacked feature. So we're coming into 3 here. I'm predicting Clayton's going to run the bottom, Chris is going to run up top. I'm going to try to just hang the bottom for a lap and then get to the top as soon as possible. And we get to green. So we're going to drive it into turn 1. Try the low side here, and the top is definitely the place to be already. So I find a space, so I'm going to go up there right away. Follow these 2 cars up top there. And actually, all 3 of these cars our drivers are champions in the series in front, so they're good drivers. Pretty rough. The cushion has character. Nothing but smiles in the helmet right now. This track's really fun to drive. Clayton actually goes to the top and actually surprises me a little bit. I was not expecting that at all from him. I was expecting him to stay on the bottom, so that kind of threw me off a little bit. So the turn 1 and 2 cushions kind of weird because you can see how it's got a curb and then it like comes to the middle of the track for about a foot. We got someone throwing a slider on me. I was not rotated enough. I jumped the cushion, but I'm not gonna try to let this guy by. I'm just trying to figure out turn 1 and 2 right now. 3 and 4 is pretty much wide open. Just kind of feather it a little bit to keep it in there, or to get it into the corner. This whole race, I'm just trying to figure out turn 1 and 2. I'm figuring if I get closer to that part where it drops, the cushion kind of drops into the middle of the track, that's where it feels like it's not upsetting the car as much. So my guess here is that that's the way the fast line is going to go. So that's all I'm going to focus on, is just trying to hit the cushion right before I get to that spot. Clayton almost hits the wall there. So now I'm realizing, okay, so I got to really start watching Clayton in front of me, making sure that he doesn't crash in front of me and I just stuff it in behind him. So I get a little tight there. He jumps the cushion. I was thinking about throwing a slider here, but I was a little bit too far back and I didn't have the momentum built up. But with Clayton, with me behind Clayton this close, the car behind me cannot throw a slider. You can see there he's throwing a slider, lazy slider there. But now that I kind of came off of Clayton a little bit there, now I know that there is a space. So I'm just going to try to get right back onto Clayton, throw a slider, and if not, at least it protects me from a slider from the car behind. We're both getting really tight. When a track has character like this, it's just so much fun. There's just a lot of mistakes. You just got to roll with everything that you've got here. And here, I'm actually going to throw a slider on Clayton because I had enough momentum built up, and He actually had a really good turn. I was hoping he was going to get a little tight like he has been in the last few laps, but he didn't. So he had the momentum back around to be able to get around us. I get into the cushion a little bit too hard, a little bit too straight there, so that's why the front end kind of sucked up and pushed. Hit the cushion pretty hard there. That was a little gnarly. Now that we're obviously getting into lap traffic, now I'm gonna have to start dealing with cars on the bottom or in the middle. So if I'm gonna get Clayton, I'm gonna need to do it now. So I get pretty close to Clayton here. He gets the car a little upset, but I actually have a little bit of momentum built up, so I'm actually gonna throw it right now. And I had to throw it a little bit harder than I wanted to, just so I made sure I cleared him. I jumped the cushion, but he's not on the bottom, so I'm actually going to drive it in, and I make a huge mistake, and I hit the cushion before that spot that I was aiming for, and now I actually can't get out of the fluff. So we actually lose 3 spots here, which was very irritating. So I just drove it right back down just to stop the bleeding real quick, because Angell Park runs a lot like Daytona. Like, you make a mistake, like that was pretty quickly, but most times you make a mistake, it's like a lap later when you get past, because you have to build the momentum up. Clayton comes off the bottom right in front of me, and I was expecting him to stay on the bottom, and I just went to the bottom just to keep a little bit of momentum up that I could. So running the bottom, car's up top, not going to really pass people in the same line, so I just switched it up there. Luckily we got a yellow here, so I can finally breathe again, because the last 5 laps I was holding my breath there. So not really looking to search around right now, because I know the top is the place to be all the way around. The bottom's way too slow, so I'm actually going to try to pack down that spot that I hit that really upset the car, just to help smooth that edge off so that it doesn't upset the car that much next time I go up there and get it. So cleanup crew is doing a great job. They're getting this car pointed the right direction, and they're doing a great job as well as giving us a heads up. Like, they're halfway through the corner pushing us up, so you never know, sometimes people aren't paying attention and they'll drive straight into a spun car. So with that, we're gonna actually speed up here. So we just got the one to go. I'm thinking everyone's going to go to the top, so I'm actually going to go down to the bottom, just in case second or third or something actually get tight and stack the top up. I might be able to get a spot or 2 on someone else's mistake, but we'll see. So I'm really just watching the white car. When he goes, I go, because by the time I hit the throttle, the 2 cars in front of me will go. So the cone, I forgot, it's actually pushed pretty far down into 1, so I couldn't get the entry that I wanted, but luckily I am able to get back to the top. Now here I go into 3. Everything seems real fine. Everything's gravy. And going into 1, I just drive it a little bit in too hard, and I snagged the right rear on the cushion. But what happened was the brakes failed right when I snagged the cushion, so the brake pedal went all the way down to the motor plate with no brakes, and I was already in the fluff, and the fluff just sucks you in to the wall. So safety crews very quickly on the scene. Obviously I'm okay, but I was just frustrated, because that's just how our luck goes at this place. You know, we're pretty quick, felt pretty good. Was this a top 3 car? Possibly. If I was able to get around Clayton. I'm looking at the damage. Everyone's asking me if I'm okay. I'm just trying to figure out what actually happened. I know I didn't have brakes. I thought maybe something broke the line and I didn't know it leading up to it, but that's just the way it goes sometimes. So that was actually behind the visor of a crash, and they're not fun. My head hurt for at least 2 weeks after this. It actually really wasn't the wall the wall, when I hit the wall, I remember going, that actually didn't hurt as much as I thought it would hurt. But this car had a 5th bar, so the 5th bar actually dug into the cushion here, and it slowed down way faster, so that actually hurt more than the wall. But huge thank you to the safety crew and everyone, and yeah, so that's behind the visor of a racing crash. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe our Facebook and YouTube channel, Crane Racing LLC, for more content like this. Peace out, Girl Scout.